right, thank you very much. Welcome to local government. This is our final meeting. We've got just a very few bills here. And the first up, we have Delegate McQuinn's bill, 1537.
Good morning, Mr. Chair, members of committee, the committee. My bill 1537 basically provides a locality some authority to address the monuments or memorials for veterans located in public spaces. The law, from my understanding, it's probably going to be conformed because of into Senator Locke's bill or where the bill is now.
That's what I was getting ready to say. I don't want to steal your thunder. And
no, help yourself.
But I think you got places to be, right? I think I think it would probably be our intention to go ahead and conform. We've spent a lot of time on Senator Locke's bill, actually Senator Locke, Senator Spruill, and one other of Senator Deeds. We spent a lot of time on that here, and I think the thing to do is to conform your bill to Senator Locke's bill, and then get this out to put it in conference,
okay,
and iron out the details in the remaining days ahead. So,
yes.
Do we have a motion on that? So moved. All right, moved and seconded that we conform House Bill 1537 to Senate Bill 183. So this will become Senator Locke's, the same version we passed out of here with Senator Locke's SB 183. All right, do we need a recorded vote on that? All right, all in favor? Well, we didn't make much progress on that.
No, we did not.
No. People having a hard time getting to committee. All right, the motion to conform fails.
I move the report.
Second.
No. Well,
That's not.
that's not going to work. Yes.
Mr. Chair,
Yep.
having voted on the prevailing side whereby we refused to conform, I want to revisit that. Thank
All
you.
right. Okay. It's all in favor of reconsidering the vote by which we failed to conform House Bill 1537 with Senate Bill 183. Say aye. Aye. All right. It's back in front of us. Want to try again?
Mr. Chairman, could we have a motion that this bill be delayed temporarily testimony?
We're good. No, we're good. We're good. Go ahead.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Report. No.
Conform.
Conform.
To conform, reform. Okay.
All right. It's been moved and seconded that we conform House Bill 1537 to Senate Bill 183. A little better. Just took us a little while to warm up this morning. Okay. All right. Now it's been conformed, and now we need a motion to do something with it.
Second.
Moved and seconded that the new version of or House Bill 1537 be reported. Okay. Delegate McQuinn, we'll wait till everybody gets out of bed and gets that second cup of coffee, and then we'll take another whack at this in a few minutes. I think we'll
Mr. Chairman,
get it out of here if everybody can.
Does she need to be here? She doesn't need to be here.
She doesn't. You don't need to stick around.
You gotta
Okay.
say that.
All right.
I'll call you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
call you.
members of the committee. Okay.
All right. Next up, we have House Bill 1492, which is Delegate Bloxham's bill, which we made an attempt at last week. We have a substitute on that. Have we got the substitute out on that? On Bloxham's? This is the Town of Parksley Charter Bill, which was not very clear, which Senator McPike picked up on last.
We need your vote, Bob.
Can I get a motion on the substitute? No, we need to get it in front of us. We need to get in front of us first. All right. Moved and seconded that we adopt the substitute. All in favor say aye. Aye. All right, substitute's in front of us. All right, there was some confusion as to what this bill did last time, and now I think in consulting with the town, we have a clearer version ahead of us, or in front of us now. So essentially what they're doing, or not essentially, exactly what they're doing is moving their elections to November, and they're going to have 4-year terms. And those that they had May elections, and so those whose terms expire in May will hang on until the next election, and then thereafter it'll be 4-year terms. Do we have a motion on the substitute? Moved and seconded, Senator Favola seconds, that the substitute be reported on House Bill 1492. All in favor? All right, that's gone. Next up, I'm going to skip a little bit. We've got House Bill 1588, and that is Delegate Campbell, and he would like his bill to be stricken. So all in favor of striking 1588? All right. And next up, we have Delegate Collins. Good morning.
Good morning. Mr. Chairman, how are you today?
Good.
Try to get through this last day, right?
Exactly.
Mr. Chairman, ladies and gentlemen of the committee, House Bill 1572, creates an industrial development authority for the town of Front Royal for only a period of 5 years. The purpose of my bill is that, if you weren't paying attention to the news, the Warren County Economic Development Authority had about $27 million embezzled by various members of the EDA. Of just about everybody's under indictment. The sheriff committed suicide over it, and several people are currently incarcerated. With that, they are trying to reorganize themselves and come up with the policies and actions to bring back confidence to the business community. Meanwhile, the town of Front Royal is left in the cold with business development, and they had some things in the works. And so I've asked to create this by the board. The town council has asked unanimously to ask for IDA to be created, but it's only for a 5-year period, in hopes that the Warren County EDA will get back on their feet again and find themselves in a place where we can once again trust them with the people's money.
All right, any questions for Delegate Collins?
Mr. Chairman.
Yes, Senator Chase.
Thank you. First of all, I appreciate the patron bringing this bill. As the committee knows, I historically have grave concerns over economic development authorities because of the lack of transparency. And this is a great example of what happens whenever monies are spent by bureaucrats who are not elected by the people. Everyone kept telling me that the ED in Chesterfield, this was a local Chesterfield problem. I would just like to bring to the committee's attention, this is not just a Chesterfield problem. This is a problem that's going on across the state because we are not adequately addressing the lack of transparency in our economic development authorities. With these economic development authorities, they are appointed by the Board of Supervisors or the local city council members. And this is what happens when we don't have the lack of transparency and accountability. We have embezzlements, we have suicides. This is terrible. This is why I put in legislation in the past to eliminate EDAs, to a second bill that would say that all of the expenditures by the EDAs had to go through representatives who are elected by the people. And I appreciate the patron bringing this forward in an attempt. And I would ask the patron, what has been put in this bill to correct the transgressions of an out-of-control EDAs to create more transparency and more accountability to the people?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Chase, I would answer by saying that this bill just creates the IDA. However, Delegate Webert has carried legislation to improve the transparency with accounting measures so that there is a secondary oversight, basically an audit procedure for the EDAs at this point. I think as we work forward, because obviously the delegates and senators that represent the Warren County area, we all recognize the problem that happened here. So there's a couple other ideas that are being floated around, but we're trying to work through what is the best way to make sure that this kind of situation doesn't happen again.
Thank you.
Senator Favola.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I guess this would be a question for the patron. As I'm reading line 89, the town of Front Royal could create this development authority. Is that correct? A town of Front Royal Independent Industrial Development Authority created solely by the town shall have all the powers granted to an industrial development authority. My question is this. Doesn't the local government or the town still have authority to change those powers or require more transparency or require more accountability? I mean, we're not giving a blank check that this is what these authorities are going to look like. We're merely saying, what do you think we're saying?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Favola, that is a conversation we had in drafting this, whether or not the town of Front Royal already had the inherent authority to do this or not, and there was some question about it. They would still fall under all the current rules and regulations, obviously, of an IDA. But it is since the town of Front Royal the wounds are still fresh there. They are putting forth they've created their own measures.
I see.
And the only reason I would carry this is because I had assurances from the town council and members and their legal counsel that they were going to be doing it a different way than to make sure that there was a balance, checks and balances.
And this in no way impedes that.
No, ma'am. Mr. Chairman,
Okay.
I would answer to say no. This is simple language here. Obviously, they can have any checks and balances they want to have. And obviously, Delegate Weber's bill requires some of those checks and balances. So I think that, and once again, there's a five-year sunset clause on this to allow if it goes south, there is a date of death on this bill. So absent someone else bringing in and extending that date.
All right, anybody else? Yep, Senator Chase.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Delegate Collins, could we amend this so that we are including the wording that Delegate Weber had in his link to ensure that there's more transparency as we move this bill forward? Would you be agreeable to that?
Mr. Chairman, Senator Chase, I'm fine with that. I think that I would ask counsel, however, that writes this. I'm a criminal defense attorney, so this is this is an area of law that code section I don't delve into. So I would defer to our learned counsels as to whether that's an appropriate.
Gentlemen.
Mr. Chairman, I don't have that language of Delegate Weber's bill in front of me. We could probably add some language to this paragraph to do what Senator Chase is talking about. But absent looking at the other bill and knowing what it's trying to do, I'm not.
I'm going to suggest that whether we do this on the fly like that if Senator Chase has an amendment, if it gets to the floor, we can try it then. Anybody else? Anybody here to speak in favor of 1572? Anybody speak against 1572? Anybody want to do anything with 1572?
I will, Mr. Chairman.
Yep, Senator Favola.
I will second the motion to report, but I am very open to this amendment that we're talking about regarding increased transparency. I think that could improve this bill. So I'm voting just to move it forward as part of the process. But I am looking forward to seeing the amendment.
Been moved and seconded that we report 1572. All right. And thanks. Delegate Collins, I understand you have a missing charter bill somewhere?
There's a missing charter bill. HB 1734 passed off the House floor, I believe, Thursday.
All right.
So I don't know if it got caught up in the machinery of the clerk's office at the House.
Well, check with your folks, and then we'll be glad to try and take it up at the desk if you can get it over here. So.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
It's a simple.
Yeah, charter bill.
Thank you very much.
All right, Delegate Collins.
Have a great day.
Mr. Chair.
Just a minute. I think Senator Hanger has a motion.
Mr. Chairman, having voted on the prevailing side whereby we failed to report House Bill 1537, amendment in nature of substitute, I move we reconsider that vote.
All right. Moved and seconded that we reconsider the vote on 1537. All right, 1537 as amended is back in front of us. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't see any reds up there. No, the first one was on conforming.
That's done.
Already conformed.
We already
Right.
conformed.
Yeah, but, right, so this is a different motion.
Reconsideration. vote.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. All right, so it's back in front of us. Got a motion?
Move report.
Moved and seconded that we report 1537 as amended. So it's and now conforming with Senator Locke's 183. All in favor?
Yeas 8, nays 6.
All right. Senator Bell, did you have something you want to say?
No, that was the motion I was going to make, Mr. Chairman.
Okay. All right, I believe that's all we have in front of us. Is that it, guys? Unless we have to take up Senator Collins' charter bill at the desk in the next day or so. So, all right, thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
We're adjourned.